YA friends, thanks for checking out You Need to Read These at your Grand Rapids area library, where we let you know about cool things that are happening in the YA section of the library. This week we're going to talk about books and series. So do you ever feel like when you read a book you're not quite done with the characters or the setting? Well, books and series are the perfect way to stay absorbed in the story over several books. Each book might have their own story arc, but the characters and the places will seem very familiar. And often each book is going to end on a cliffhanger, making you want to read more and more and more. The only challenge sometimes is waiting for the next book to come out. So let's talk about a few of the series we have in the YA section. So the first title I'm going to talk about is Deathcloud by Andrew Lane. So you've probably heard of Sherlock Holmes. Well, in this series you get to experience him as a teen. He's on break from boarding school, living with his aunt and uncle, where two people die of what seems like might be the plague. So Sherlock starts to investigate, and before you know it, a legend is born. Now, the cool thing about this series is it's the very first teen series that the Sir Conan Arthur Doyle estate has endorsed. And he was the author of the Sherlock Holmes books. Now, this is book 1 of 5. The next title is The Alchemist, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel by Michael Scott. Now, Nicholas Flamel was a real person who was alive in the 1300s and 1400s. And in this series, he's still alive in today's times. Now, supposedly the secret to eternal life is in the book of Abraham Mage, which he has. But someone wants to steal it, and that's Dr. John Dee. Wants to steal it, and he does. Now, there are two teens who are prophesized to save the world. Will the prophecy come true? Will the teens actually help save the world? This is book 1 of 6. The title is Among the Hidden by Margaret Peterson Haddix. In this story, Luke is a third child, and in his society, third children are not allowed. He's never been outside his home. The only people who know he's alive are his mom and dad and his 2 brothers. Now one day he's looking out the window, which he probably shouldn't be doing, but he sees a face in a window in a house, just kind of far away. And then he goes and he meets the person, and he realizes that there's other shadow children. And the person that he meets wants to shed light on the shadow children by performing a march. Now, there's lots of twists and turns in the story, and this one is book 1 of 7. Hey, so I highly recommend coming in and checking out the many series we have in the YA section. There's stories to meet all of your interests. If you need help finding something that appeals to you, we have this binder, and you can take a look in it and see what might trigger your, what you might want to read. And also, don't forget, you can also check with the librarian. I work here, as you know, so you can always search for me. See you next time.